let's talk a little bit about peaking cycles. So I've seen a lot of lifters here at our gym who are getting ready for meets, who don't have a coach, just grinding out really heavy reps, and their meet's like 2 weeks away, all right? And when you see lifters at meets end up really not performing well, or all of a sudden like they're grinding out an opener that they should be able to hit, it could be that they set their numbers wrong or they got overzealous, but a lot of times they've gone too hard and peaked too soon, peaked either too early or too late within their meet cycle. And that's not a good place to be. If you're grinding out heavy reps the week before the meet, you got to stop that. And realistically, you should be hitting your heaviest singles between 12 and 8 days before the meet to allow that last week before the meet to just rest. Like usually our lifters will hit their last heavy squat on like a Thursday, before the meet. So it's like a good 9-10 days before the meet that they're really hitting their last heavy singles. And usually that last heavy single that you're hitting the week before the meet is probably somewhere between 92% of the 1 rep max that you're really looking to hit on meet day. And so that week before the meet, you should be going light, maybe working at 50-60% for a few reps, practicing your commands, really working on a lot of those different things, and just keep your body moving. But you shouldn't be putting in tons of work and grinding out reps that week. You should be really hungry on meet day to lift the heavy weight, all right? And so if you've kind of like, if your goal is to deadlift 600 pounds and then you go and deadlift 590 the week before the meet, you're done. You're going to actually trash your nervous system and not be able to recover. Realistically, if you're going for a 600 pound deadlift, you should maybe be hitting 540, 550 a couple, 10 days before the meet or 12 days before the meet, and allow your body to recover. And it's kind of counterintuitive because people don't really understand, well, how am I going to hit this big number if I haven't gone really heavy before the meet? And the answer is you should have been doing a lot of your training volume work before you ever got on your peaking cycle. So that's a whole nother question of programming. But it's really important to understand how to prep your body for a meet, taking that week off before the meet, practicing light stuff, and really not getting overzealous with your volume later on in the peaking cycle. Realistically, your last few weeks of peaking should be singles and doubles of your big lifts, limiting your accessory work, doing some maybe light back work and some very light accessory work, and then really stripping that back, a couple weeks out before the meet. It feels weird if you've been working hard all year and then all of a sudden you're just hitting some main lifts with some really light back work or some light accessory work. But the goal is to strip and to not have a bunch of fatigue in your muscle when you're coming up to meet day or having a really trash nervous system. You should be fully recovered. And so the key is take that week off before the meet, hit about 90% for some singles the week before your deload, and you should be prepared to hit those numbers on meet day if you have trained appropriately throughout the year and set your numbers correctly. All right. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I'm always happy to answer questions for you. Thanks.